Yanas. Please go ahead, share it. We will start soon. Waiting for a few more to tune in. Go ahead, share it, share it. What's up, Mama Flora? Good to see you. Waiting for a few more to tune in. Waiting for a few more to tune in, then we'll start. Let's wait for a few more. Nabda. Wait for a few more. My name is Phil, and I'm an aviation. Help us by sharing it. If you share it, that'll be great. Good to see you. Help me by sharing it, please. We're gonna start after this song. Abdu, what it do, brother? Good to see you, man.
Lakini tena tamama lakini tena tamama mabigeni bekian dekiga wai kajana tamama amono haja bata mama mabiwoni si haja kulu tenye doma dala tena lazime adibu tenye doma dala.
Waiting for a few more. We're gonna start off with this song. Let me share this. I'm gonna share this really quickly, and then we'll start. Let me clear this out.
Lazimi adibu.
After this song, we're gonna start.
Bitana hajatani. Bitana hajatani. Bitana hajatani. Bitana hajatani. Kusara dele timama. Kusara dele timama. Kusara dele timama. Kusara dele timama. Kenya kama kama. Kenya lazimi adibu.
All right. Let me start the song. First of all, I would like to thank each and every one of you guys. I hope you guys can hear me clearly. Brother Isaac, what to do, man? What's happening, brother? Good to see you. Let me start from the top. We have Sister Yana Skute. What's up? What's up? What's up? Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. And the children, we have our lovely Mama, Mama Flora in the house, all the way from the UK. Good to see you, Mama Flora. We have also Brother Abdul, Ahmed Khalifa, Jana Khalifa. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Also, we have Brother Isaac in the house. Huh? Kieran Several must go. Huh? That's a shout with Brother Isaac. Good to see you, bro. And we have also a lot of people, ma catable comments, but I can see you, all of you guys. We have this topic today. And this topic, I was thinking about it for a while. You know, we as Junubin, we have issues, especially men. When they see our women going out with non-South Sudanese, they get upset, they get mad. They always they always say like, no, 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 this is not good. And yet we as men, we go with any woman. احنا بنمشي مع اي مرة، لكن ما حلال لنساوينا او بناتنا to go out with non-South Sudanese people. Is it telling us that we discriminate our women? I mean, love is love. You can love any woman from anywhere in the world. We're not supposed to discriminate our women based because they married a woman, sorry, a man from a different country. Even a white man, you can marry a white man because love is love. Love does not have a color. When you love someone, you give everything that you own to that person. You be loyal, you always loyal to that person. And this is what you call love. Love does not discriminate color, your shape, the way you look, whether you're pretty, you're ugly, it does not matter. And that's why when our women in love with someone, it's no logic for us to discriminate them because they can choose any man they want. They can choose Chinese, they can choose Japanese, they can choose Asian and Indian, they can choose white, they can choose black, they can choose green, let them choose green. It's not a big deal. To me, as long the man values you and they give you a value as a woman and they respect you as a woman, this is the most important. The color has nothing to do. Wherever you come from has nothing to do with that. The most important thing is to respect our women, respect our children, I mean our sisters, respect our aunties, and life goes on. So only thing we care about is respect, 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 respect. Respect your in-laws. The life will go smoothly without any problem. But whenever there is no respect, Yahwani, that's when the problem starts. But let's not, what's the reason that we are jealous when your sister goes and married a guy from Nigeria, for instance? Finaya, you're not going to marry your sister. If that's going to make her happy, let it be. If that's going to please your sister and oh, finally my dreams come true, let it be. But we cannot discriminate our sisters, our auntie, our cousin, because this guy is from this such. Otherwise, our mentality, we have to rethink again. You can bring khawaja at home and your parents will accept it. You can bring Chinese at home and your family will also respect. But when your sister bring Chinese or bring other dual wow, this is a big problem. This is a big no-no. So those are the things that we need to think. We need to rethink again. Since you are free as a man to choose your wife wherever you want to, the same thing you can apply to our sister. Our sister, they have a right to marry anywhere they want. To me, I'm blessed with 5 girls. I got 22, a 19, a 17, a 14, and a 12. If anyone comes try to marry my daughter, I will not label you that you're not a South Sudanese, then you're not welcome. That kind of mentality is not going to work. As long the person honor my daughter, love my daughter, give respect to my daughter, treat her like a queen, I don't mind. And this is my guideline. I have to make sure that you respect my child. Don't abuse none of my kids, then it's all yours. But as soon as you reach تبدا تدقوا وتعاملوا كما إنسان, then this is another case. عشان كده let's not discriminate our kids, our sisters, because they bring a guy, non-South Sudanese man, non-South Sudanese man to come and marry, a man to come and marry. So let them خليهم يعملوا اللي يعملوا. You know, as long في احترام, this is the most important thing. Yeah? Exactly, mom. She said she mentioned it. Even in South Sudan, when you marry different tribe, it is a problem, let alone other countries. Even among ourselves as Junubin, when you married from a different tribe, become an issue, become a big deal, become a problem. How are we going to move ourselves from that kind of mentality? And that's why I put the topic there, love is love. We cannot discriminate anybody. It's true, Brother John. I agree with you. And that's a spirit of jealousy. Every man, they talk about it too much, which is true. عشان كده احنا we need to educate our people. We need to rethink. Our women, they have right to do whatever they want to do. كلامك صحيح يا كون ملول. والله يا عشان كده احنا لازم we need to rethink again. If anyone want to marry your daughter, let it be. If anyone want to marry your sister, let it be. As long the guy respect your sister ويكون في احترام بين الأسر, ده أهم حاجة. لكن لو ما في احترام, then we have a problem. لو ما في احترام بيكون في مشكلة. As long في احترام, let them choose whatever husband they want to bring. حتى كان دي يجيبوا ذاته, I don't know what to say. Vietnamese, خليهم يجوا. مش بيحبوا بعض فبيها. لأن في النهاية, you're not the one going to marry your sister. You're not the one going to marry your sister. So let it be. If your sister choose to marry a man from Nigeria, let it be. A woman, Nasawin, they don't have any place. They don't have, they cannot choose. Any woman, they are free like a bird. As long they bring someone that very respectful, then she is in the right track. As long she present to your parents that this is the woman this is the guy that I want to marry, and you are sure 100% that you want to marry this guy, فبيها. So we need to push. As long the guy come with bak مش بشباك, as long الراجل جاب شباك وطلب انه يتزوج بنتك, حتى لو تشاينيز خليه يجي, مش جاي بطريقه رسمي, ما في مشكله. You know, لكن even my mom here said here, Karina, you know, she said even among ourselves, احنا الجنوبين, we don't like that. When you find when your daughter حبوا واحد دنكاوي, أنيوكاوي, شلكاوي, مولاوي, you name it, حاجات كله فوق آوي ده كله, everything was آوي, you know, it's a big deal. It's a big issue. So always they want to focus only on mana call manual. It drops, my brother. Try again. It says device not connected. Okay, now it's connected. Wow, Gadamar.
Teddy?
Marley,
What's up, man? Ahmad, Teddy?
what's happening, man?
Oh, nothing much, nothing much.
That's why I thought you were one of the general in Juba. I was looking for your name and I got to Kwamala Mafugal.
I سألت جماعة رفضوا.
I got a Jamara for the
لا لا قال لي اسمع قال لي تلا داير تعال هناك امشي تقول لك 6 شهور بعد كده نديك حاجه قلت له السلام عليكم.
ايوه دير وقتين ما تزول عسكري المفروض اجي يجيب لك طوال وقتين.
انا قلت له عندي 40 hours هناك انا برجع له بس I'm making good money too.
How's the family, man? How's the kids?
Yeah, Teddy.
طارتين مالنا يلا كيف ينتين؟
مالك
تعطين مالك يا رجال كلهم
That's
كويسين.
good.
مين قاعدين؟
I said, it's been a while.
It's been a while, man. But now
Yeah.
everybody's in the clubhouse now. Everybody forget about Facebook.
Yeah.
It become an issue now.
Well, I mean, you know, most live videos lately, they're just completely not useful at all. You know,
Exactly.
it's just all insult and or try to be in defensive mood like I did today. I was defending myself.
You see?
nothing really collectively topic that people can talk about.
Our people, you don't know what they want exactly, man. You don't know what they really want. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, we need to learn that we're human.
It's true.
And when you accept that the humanity, it is likely that you're going to treat other people fairly as you want it to be treated. But until you only see yourself as the one who should be the driver of everything, and you completely disregard others, we would always be in chaos.
Exactly.
But
Abdu, Abdu Ahmed, you say I totally disagree. I don't know with what. Abdu is Abdu, man.
No, I wrote there because Abdu used to be in love with a lady from Bor, and then for some reason they أدوك في خارج لك.
أما خارج لك طوال.
لا أقول لك خارج قال لازم هذه تي واحد براوي وأقول ده من ميرا من لماك ما شنو خليه جيت.
أما قال من كيف
قال له جيت بس.
قال خارج أمك.
But no, I mean,
why is it a problem, man? For us, إحنا جنوبين كرجال بالذات. Tell us.
Well, you know, it's civilization has to do with a lot of things.
Yeah.
Where you say, you know what, you accept the part that you're human. You know, I mean, think about it. America, it used to be where so hard for a black man to marry to a white lady. It was easy for a white man to get with a black lady than it is for a black male to get to a white lady. Wow. So, and the reason it happened was because of controlling and power driven by white men, where they say they can earn anything they want. The same thing like happening in Khartoum. Let me just say that it is easy for a Muslim man to marry to a Christian lady, but absolutely impossible for a Muslim woman to marry to a non-Muslim man. You know, and that's the power. The men see the superior of the decision like that. Nobody can back it up. And it's the same thing. But unlike the one happened in South Sudan, it's more of a hatred. You know, so you have different way. You know, in America, it's all about color of his skin and all this stuff. And then you move a little bit further, it's about religion. And then you move further, it's about tribe.
Exactly.
And those are the issues that created this gap of intermarriage with other race or other denomination or other tribe because it's tied up with the power within. And I think that's, I mean, like, you know, even like let's just say the Nuer and the Danka themselves. It's hard a lot of time for Danka lady to be married to a Nuer guy until maybe recently. But back then, I mean, let's just say Jungula as an example.
Okay.
There's a lot of Nuer that are married with Boer people, but none from Boer lady are married to Nuer.
Exactly.
So those are it's a hatred part, where you shame a woman. Why would you marry to that thing? And if you're a woman and you're being ashamed, obviously you're not gonna disregard your family member. They don't want you anymore.
See?
But no, Chimo not in the same way, Pejani, or you can get killed.
Wow.
Just because you did not obey your family member. So this little girl, they grow up in a say, you know what, you do this. This is what you need to do. And then they grow up, by the time they reach 15, they're already in a state of mind where they say, this is me, this is my family, I'm not going there, I'm staying here. And that's why you see also the same thing. Those of us in Upper Nile, we go to Equatorial and get married there. Because the Equatorial did not have that civilization. The Nuer and Dinka, both of them married in Equatoria. But it's hard for an Equatorial person to come in and marry from Nuer or Dinka because of the demand that we put in terms of dowries. We demand Equatorial to pay the same dowry as we do. And when we go to them, we don't pay them the same dowry we pay what they ask.
So it's a win-win for us, huh?
So you're dictating others, you're using superiors and whatever power you have. You manipulate the girls and you take advantage of those because of superior or wealth or whatever that is, where you think you can get anywhere. And I think that's so. We are too far from civilization lifestyle. We're still in that tribal mindset where we say, I mean, at least right now especially, let me just say, I mean, I'm not trying to be, I'm speaking based on the current stage of our country affairs.
Right.
A lot of Nuer girls, they get married anywhere. And if you see the jealousy a lot, maybe in America, where we see a Nuer girl is getting married to a white guy, and then you just like, oh,
Exactly.
Oh, shame on you. Why would you marry to a white guy?
It's true. That's 100% true. Yes.
I'm married to a white lady. I have 2 beautiful kids. What's wrong with that?
Exactly.
Why can't a woman do the same thing? And I've seen some married lady with some lovely kid. The fact that their father comes from a different race, how is that an issue? The white people, they don't see it that way because they move beyond that. They may not like it at the beginning, but when they start to have kids and all this stuff, they completely withdraw from it.
See?
I was lucky enough because I come from a family that are very Catholic oriented. They not discriminated. I was accepted before I even get married, before I even start having kids. So I was in that home before all that stuff. So it was not the same, but I can see that other people are going through the same problem. And I think it's a hatred and katiel,
Exactly.
For what? You're not gonna marry her. Why can't you choose someone?
Right. That's
and do what make her happy? And they are happy. They really are.
But okay, you're talking only focusing on the South Sudanese. What about if they married somebody from East Africa or West Africa? What's the big deal here?
Well, I mean, again, it's the same thing. Like, a white man married to a black lady. If she can move to South Africa, she can stay in America, she can go to Canada. If she's happy, that's her life. The irony of us, we all have to be in the same umbrella. It's not really working anymore. If both of them are working and supporting their family, there's nothing wrong with it.
Exactly.
And then the dowry issue things. It's not the point anymore. All right. I mean, we lose it, but people don't want to accept that. You know, those are all bullshit. And people need to move.
That's right. That's right.
They need to move beyond that, like the Equatorial do. You know, but we, even at 21st century, we become even harsher than we were. Orange, we used to pay 15 cow. Now you pay 100.
See, from 15 jump to 100.
So you're changing from good to worse, and yet you call it a good culture. So it's not a good culture, and that's why this lady, they're going back up when and then they're not even. It's gone, kid. She's happy. She's got kids. She's got life. What the cool go to be today? Take her here good. That's
true. Huh?
So, and that's why there's hatred. But you know, it's understanding the civilization itself. We live in America. We would not be like the same in Gambela or in Bantu. We're not.
It's true.
Whatever lifestyle there, it fits them very well. It doesn't fit us here.
But do you think there's going to be a time that they will change? You think?
Of course, it will change.
Huh?
It will change.
Because you mentioned now the dowry used to be, let's say, 15 cows, and now it jumped to 100. So things are getting worse instead of getting better.
It will change because they're going to start having a baby without marriage. And which is already happening right now. A lot of young girls, young boys, they start having babies, and then you ended up coming home with a baby.
See? Then you will not have a choice. Then you have to accept what the lead choice isn't now anymore.
Exactly. Okay, you know, got we are killing it. Then you withdraw everything. You know, you withdraw everything, and you just have to accept the reality because there's nothing you can do about it. It doesn't happen anymore, so that changed. So the reinforcement is not there anymore. That's another change where you cannot, I mean, even now, if you force a girl to get married to a man that they don't like, tomorrow they will leave to another state.
See?
And they just leave you behind, you know. Wow. It's the same thing even in Africa. You get forced to marry somebody in Juba, you go to Khartoum. Case closed.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So you're forcing these young girls to choose something that they did not really intend to do, because you're forcing them into something that is not suitable for them. And you know, and that's what happened. I mean, like even in Khartoum right now, let's just say the north part. It's not like, you know, back in the day where you say Ana Jali for Rawi. That doesn't work anymore.
Sure.
You know?
Things have changed, you know?
A lot of things change. And you know, it just, in us it's harder because we're still in the tribal thing, you know, talking about Nuer fighting with Denka. When you married to that, and then people will put a shame to it rather than saying, hey, you are in love with that girl. Yes, she happened to be from Denka or Nuer, but you love her. That is really not the priorities. The priority is that they are Nuer and we are Denka, or they are Shiluk and we are Nuer. So the ignorant kind of come to priorities over the good.
You mentioned that it will take time, but you know, eventually maybe we'll get there. Do you think the people that are in diaspora, are they the one going to bring change, or the people back home?
No, I mean, you know, one thing about the diaspora right now is, you know, if you see about it, young people, they don't get married here. Few of them do, which is another issue, because the trust issues of, you know, and let me just say this. You know, people sometimes maybe they will fear the fact that, well, you know what, I mean, this girl, she was dating guy not long ago, and now they broke up. So why do I want to get married to her? So people also see that as a shame. You know, become married to a woman that was dating somebody that you know. People don't accept that part, and that's why you see the young men that just completely, a few of them that came here as a grown up. But if you see those who went to high school here, it's very rare to fall in love with another fellows who happen to be from the same tribe, or even the Sudanese as a whole, or South Sudanese. It's hard. Maybe those of us like myself, I come in as an adult here. I can choose any tribe that I want.
Exactly.
I love that woman with the problem. There's no problem to it. So that's the difference between us and the generation that is behind us. I mean, I don't think I'm maybe 2 generations behind us because I'm on my 40s.
What about for somebody like you? How can you convince your parents if your sister want to marry a non-South Sudanese man, a guy? What can you do in order to help
Well,
or to educate other people here?
when I got married in 2004, my dad did not like it, and how dare am I going to get married to a white lady?
Exactly. Huh?
and then I was like, hi, the mama so what's your problem?
Exactly.
And then we ended up fighting where he said, never ever again talk to him.
Wow.
And I'm like, great. And then 2 years later, I have a son, and I give him a name after his own grandfather. And then things start to cool down a little bit. So now we become friends.
You see?
Every time I call him, he will ask for him.
Oh man.
But it would never be accepted at its first. But down the road, it is likely that people will say, you know what, enough is enough. This thing has no end. Just take it. And but there's no other way. Like those who went to high school here, we cannot encourage them to do this and do this. They're gonna make their choice, whether they're girls or they're boys. They'll make their choice. Just including my own kid. I mean, they're 16 and 15 now. At some point, they're gonna decide. I'm not gonna choose who they should marry, what color, what religion. I mean, I hope they were married to a Republican guy, so when we hang out, we're not gonna fight.
Exactly. But in the end, they're the one going to choose. Huh?
At least we have something.
It's not easy.
So when we have a family dinner, we're not going to fight over Democrat and Republican because we are all Republican. So, but yeah, I mean, they make their choice. It is us who are having a hard time choosing who are we really and what do we want in life. We have those choices because we have the sense of obligation to our parents. And that's why it's very hard for many. I mean, even people going back home to get married for what? There's a lot of ladies here.
Exactly.
They may not be Nuer, they're Denka. They may not be Denka. They are.
But the way they look at it, they will say that they forget the culture, and now they become Americanized, or they become like Westerns. They're not South Sudanese anymore. They forget the culture. They don't obey the culture. That's why they have to go back home and look for a woman that knows culture very well, and this is not good at all.
Yeah. I mean, what is better than having a woman who understands what is 40 hours is all about? There's nothing wrong with that.
That's true.
You want kids, you will have kids. You don't want kids, you don't have to have kids. But it doesn't mean that you don't have to fall in love with somebody. There is somebody out there, whether you're a woman or a guy, there's somebody out there. You just need to get out of your zone and know what you want, and that's it.
Another question, but for us as men, it's easy for us after a while, like you mentioned earlier. Your dad, after a while, he come down and things start working. But for lady, it's not easy. It takes time for the parents to let go. If a woman choose, for example, a non-South Sudanese, it takes time.
Well, I mean, like again, like in Nuer, it is so easy to overcome it, especially for a female. Like my sister was married to completely out of area. It would take probably about 2 to 3 days to get to her from where my parents are, but she left, and then when there was a kid and we barely see her, but we can hear her, we can talk to her today with communication. So more Talatena one, and then she's gone. Wow. But because of this technology, you can talk to anybody anywhere. It's easy. So guys are the one because they see them as the backbone of the family. Can anybody will carry on, not the girls.
It's true. That's true.
And that's why they always, especially when they get married, they're more harshly with the guy than they do with the girl, because they don't want to create problem with the guy who married to the daughter, because now she become completely to a different family. But you, as long as you still part of that family, even though you can man whether can joke and one, you still in that house.
Exactly.
So, but in some other culture, it's just it's out of hate. You know, why would you want to go and have kid with Dinka girl, or why you want to have kid with your girl? And you know, they will shame you, and just to the point that you become weak, where you don't even know what is best for you. So you ended up deciding what is good for others, but not for you.
Exactly. So in the end, eventually, we're gonna get there sometime. Maybe next 2-3 years.
It takes time.
It takes time.
I mean, it's been about what since Martin Luther talked about his son being in the same table with another white color or different color, and it happened now. But it's in our system. It's going to be a little bit longer because we don't have a government systematic that controls some of the things. You're not going to beat your daughter to death because she refused to marry a guy. But if you have a system in place, and that it is likely that it will go away, because if you force them, they can just go and because now you're controlling somebody's life. So when there's a law that are put in place to prevent any treatment that is inhumane, and then you will pay the price for it. And of course, who want to go to prison because I beat my kid?
Nobody. That's true.
And then not only that you fear you from going to prison, but you're also fearing that you're going to lose that very baby that you think you love.
Wow. Even Karina mentioned, even among South Sudanese, it's still difficult. So ما بالك we're accepting نقبل الناس برا من out of non-Sudanese. It takes time. But even
I
for
think,
us,
Karina, I mean, like I said earlier, I know you were listening, but what we have in South Sudan is it's a hatred, tribal hatred. It's not have no reason to it whatsoever. Okay, there's no reason. Why can you not marry to any woman or a guy that you love, regardless of their tribe? But because of hatred, and then when you do it, people shame you for doing it, whether you're a guy or you're a woman.
Right.
And then when you do it, you feel like you betray your very own community or something. So you feel the sense that you're a selfish individual. You don't listen to your tribe. You're a disgrace. And those are the shame that people are fearing of. If it was just like oh, she's a Muslim and I'm Christian, those are completely understandable, because the religion just kind of dictate that.
Right.
Your religion, what it accepts and what it does not accept, and she knows hers, what it go with and what it go against. But this tribal thing, because the hatred, where you just don't want to see something that is completely out of your belief or as a tribe, then you just go against it. But again, these things are getting harder now because we become in war. But back in the day, they were not. I have my own uncles who married from Kakwa and Zandi. They have kids.
They're okay. There's no any problem.
And that happened way back since early 90s. But now it become more difficult because of the war, that the cycle war that we are in it right now, which is making it even worse than it was. You feel a sense of shame as an Equatorial to be married to a Denka or a Nuer guy. The same thing as a Nuer guy. You feel like if you're not married to a Denka lady because of all this crisis that is happening. But if we have a system, like I say, these things will change, because then girls will have a right to choose her husband. It's just that simple. And then the law can support her from being abused. And that's it, because women nowadays, they're like, why, if I go there, they're to Guni, which is part, it is true. Man is still beating their wife because of something stupid as you did not give me water, for example, or you did not cook food for me, and then you ended up beating the woman. Just because there's no law. You know,
Hmm.
I mean, imagine if I slapped my lady because she did not give me a cup of tea. I'll be talking about calling friend to bail me out.
Exactly.
You know,
Huh? Of course.
and those are the things that we are missing.
Wow. There's a question here from Bol. Bol, we here. I will put on the screen. You know. You agree or you disagree with it?
You know, good question, but guess what?
Hmm.
I lived it. I was
True.
married. I was married for 7 years.
Hmm.
Okay, and I lived with the same person for 9 years.
Wow.
Okay, and until today, we're still family. No problem. I mean, white people they overcome this race marriage things
Hmm.
very quick. You know, uh, the sooner you start having kids, their behavior change.
Hmm.
They're not going to like it at the beginning, but when it becomes let's get into it, white people change their behavior. Now the only people that are taking that very serious are the African themselves,
Hmm.
because every time when that woman bring her white husband, the community start pushing things through her brain to the point that she just doesn't want to be part of that community anymore.
Wow. Hmm.
So we take it in a very harsh way, in a way that we abuse the very daughter of ours because she shows a white husband. White people, they don't do that. They will not like you when you're dating, but when you get married, they
They're
just
okay.
they go in the water.
Especially when you have kids, then
Right,
that goes.
and now it become your behavior to build that relationship. Do you want to get along with them, or you want to just come in and insult them every day? You white people are this, you white people are this. Well, they're not going to like you. But if you're going to come and talk as a respectful in-law, they will
They're okay
take
with
you.
it.
And I didn't have any problem with that at all
Until now, you guys still have
until now.
maintain a good
I
relationship.
don't have. I can go to my father-in-law house anytime I want,
Wow. Wow.
and I'm not even longer married to his daughter, but I still go there.
And they still respect you. They welcome you, like just like
I get invited for barbecue. I can go and eat there. I can go to her sister's house and eat there, swim at the pool, no problem. It's how you treated it, it's how you that person who accept the change, you know. As long as you're that person, people will respect you.
But with Junubin, it's impossible, or with African,
It's very
as soon
hard.
as
And
you're
like
done,
I
halas.
told you, alo mashi ben ka kyogo min borka shawru min borla ne ga ji na ane gwali ya ga you take like you walking around with a shame,
Mm.
you know.
That's right. That's right. You said that even in the Western world, they force men to cook. You agree with that? But not all the men they cook.
You know, like I say, let me just put myself as an example.
Mm.
I never done laundry. Never did.
Wow.
She does them all. She folds them. She does all this stuff. I like my cooking, and she
So
like
that's
the thing that
now it's even up now. She like
right,
she do the laundry, you cook.
right, and then sometimes she was like, okay, you know what? I went grocery. This is your okra. This is my ravioli, and everybody just go put his thing to cook it the way that they want to cook it. What? Nothing wrong with that.
Mm.
She know that I cook okra better. My kid like okra, so why can't I just cook it?
But did she eat with you guys when you cook it?
Huh?
She eat with you guys, your wife,
She doesn't like
your
okra.
ex-wife? Huh?
No, she doesn't like okra. I mean, like now she can come to
But your
my
kids.
she can come to my house now and hang out, no problem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Mm.
recently she saw maybe I took picture with her with my kids and then
Yeah, I saw that.
kid
Yeah.
my
Hmm.
kid from other relationship that I have, and they come to our house and we all just kind of hang out.
See.
But no, white women don't force you to do things. I mean, one thing that they do is they don't mind asking for help,
Mm.
which is something African people, lady, they don't do that. Because when an African lady asks for help, she feels sense of shame, because everything woman has to do it in our things. But I mean, like, right now is I'm with African lady. I wash dishes, I babysit kids.
It's okay.
What's wrong with that?
Exactly.
The more she's happy, the more I'm happy, and then we had a better life. So she work, I work. So why can't I help with some of the things within the household? Of course you could. But people put it into white women kind of thing, so they force you to do it. They don't, because white women they understand their law. You cannot abuse somebody to fulfill your needs. You just can't. But that's to say that people say, "Oh, white women did them this," or "White women did them this." I remember when I was married. Sometimes I'll go to the grocery store and then I'll forget some of the things, and then when I come, and she'll be mad about it. I was like, "Hey,
you see,
just because I'm terrible."
That's normal, yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes when I leave, I remember things, but soon I walk into those aisles, I keep forgetting things.
Forgot. Yep. Yeah.
And she liked to write her things down. I hate writing things down, but that's just a man thing. It has nothing to do with being black and she's white. Absolutely not. It's just it's a traditional things. So what's his name?
Panda.
Those are just I will say that's it just doesn't make any sense. All right. One thing that I noticed is the food that we eat are not the same food white people eat. We like those greasy, fat, fresh meat. White people, they don't like those kind of stuff. Some of them do. I mean, I have some of my friends that they can cook African food like so good.
See?
But not everybody does it.
Exactly.
They don't use oil like we do. They don't use onion like we do. Those are the differences. We want to dip our hand in. They want to use pork. That's their lifestyle. It has nothing to do with being a woman or.
What do you think about what Karina say here? Is it a good idea? You agree or you disagree?
I mean, that's what I just say. Black women, they don't ask for help. Let's just say this. If your husband doesn't like to cook and she wants you to cook, let him go to the grocery store and buy this stuff. It's help.
That's a good idea.
I mean, he need to do something. Or when you cook, let him wash the dishes.
Yes. Sabata, good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
This guy was beard. So there's no way that in that kitchen nothing a man can do. Absolutely not. You just have to be thoughtful and considerable to your wife. She worked 40 hours or 8 hours a day, and now she's coming home. She's going to stand up in that kitchen for another 3 to 2 hours cooking something for you. Well, maybe if you wash the dishes, she's not going to work 12 hours a day.
Right.
So do what you're good at it. Like my ex-wife, she cooked most of the time, but I wash dishes. I'm just trying to be fair. She did this, I'm going to do this part. But it has nothing to do because she's a white or I'm a man and I cannot cook. Too good to wash dishes or go shopping. I don't think Sabata does that.
Tell us what you got, Sabata.
What I have is a little different from what Brother Kwan Malwal is presenting.
Okay.
You see, earlier Kwan Malwal said that when you are in relationship with that white, first, in the beginning, the relatives may feel uncomfortable somehow. But once the relationship develops, maybe to marriage, and then the lady conceives, and now children are born, things change. I, Sabata, see the change as a settlement. It is not a sincere acceptance of a person who is equal. Because initially, if you ask yourself, why was there even resentment to begin with? Is it because I'm from a different race? If that is the case, that's it. Because if I pursue and I end up bringing children, then I will merely be accepted. It will just be now a compromise, because the relatives will feel that there is no way out now. Our daughter has brought this guy, even though we didn't like his race, we didn't like him, he's not our equal, but now he's producing children. We have to accept him. In that way, we are also continuously accepting our daughter. Now that is a settlement. I, Sabata, I will not allow that to happen to me, because I believe God has created me equal with anybody. So long as that person thinks that he is better than me and initially even held resentfulness, that will be it.
Wow.
Well, I mean,
Wow.
and again, that's how you process it. So when you do a settlement, you basically accepted what was wrong and you want to move on to something better. I mean, this white grandparent, they're going to come and babysit your kid, take them out for breakfast. What is hateful there? There's nothing
It is
hateful.
not your kid only, it is their kid also.
So,
They are now accepting because it is their kid also. But initially they didn't like you to begin with.
See?
well, now you get accepted. They accept your kid, they accept you, and everybody else in your family. So why not accept the settlement and say, let's move on to something greater, raise these children? That's it.
Yeah, and what you're saying makes sense. You said you want to accept the settlement. You want to accept the fact that they are now accepting you. But I am just not, because I have feelings that when somebody is compromising like that, this person will never see you equal. He's just compromising. So it doesn't matter even if we are sitting in the living room that late evening
But
time.
Sabata, even if there is kids involved, even if there's kids involved in the middle, they still.
Oh yes, seriously. Even if there are kids involved, they will be more embraceful to the children more than you. Yeah, they will see the children more of theirs than you. But with you, it is just a compromise. You will hang together in the living room. You guys will maybe take some
Eat
shots
together.
here and there, but you are never equal in their way of processing their perception of you in their minds. Yes.
When I told my father-in-law that I was going to join the army, he was so happy because he was a veteran himself. So he saw something that he did. And then when I signed up to the army, the next day, his son also went to the army and ended up joining the National Guard. So yes, there is some incidents, but majority of it, people always accept you. There is that resistance, even among ourselves. If I were to marry from your tribe, Sabata, there would be resistance at the beginning. But the sooner I start having kids, that resistance start to fade away. Because now we have a bond that we have established that make that things closing the gap that we did not have. I mean, white people, one of the things they hold so much into it is security. And one of the things that my father-in-law always talk about is us working, living in our own place, paying our bills. That was only his concern. He did not give a shit about everything else that we do in our life. And, I used to work as a carpenter. And it's like, if that carpenter job is paying you, it's good. And he would tell me, don't leave a job when you don't have another job, which is another issue that he saw with his kid. But he always told me not to do it until I find out. So not every white person is the same thing. Some wanted the good for you, some don't. But what I'm saying is, as an overall, there may be a resistance, but it fade away after you start having a family.
So that means for Junubin, it's usually easy for us as Africans. Like in white, like Sabata say, they can pretend. Huh? But you tried. You've been there before, Kwan. So you should tell us because You've been in that.
I'm talking
you
from
know
life
exactly.
experience here, and everything that I say, it happened to me. And you know, like I said, I'm divorced now, but I can call my father-in-law and say the kids and I we're gonna come and hang out and swim at his pool and eat his food. He doesn't have any problem with that. You know, those are the relationships that we have built. Whether he had something that is in it, which I doubt, because I felt accepted before I even, you know, I mean, when I started dating my ex-wife, I could barely speak English. But this family, they were able to accept me in. They would even told each other that one doesn't speak that much English. Try not to push him. And I felt comfortable, even though I barely understand every word they said.
See?
2 years later.
Cornwall, can I make a remark on what you've said? You know, Con, first of all, I'm sorry that you guys broke, okay?
No.
Yeah, but
Okay.
if I were your friend and you guys got married and you told me, hey, you know what, Sabata, initially these guys were resentful, but things became fine. I would most likely tell you that they were resentful because they have a general picture of who a person with a dark skin is, and they may think you may not take care of their daughter well. But I will tell you, prove them wrong. Take care of their daughter better than those people who are resentful taking care of their own wives. Okay? And if the highest educated person amongst them was military somewhere, I will tell you, try your best to be a governor of that state. You blow off their mind. Then they will hold themselves wrong from the beginning. They will say, well, we thought this guy is somebody who may not be able to do A, B, C, D, but the guy proved that us wrong in every aspect.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, you know, I see them every year. I'm pretty sure they see the significant change that happened 19 years ago when I used to from who I am nowadays. So a lot of things change. But, you know, I mean, our discussion here, I'm just trying to tell people that, you know, live your life. Marry to whoever you want to get married to. They're white, they're black, whatever. The resistance would be there, but the show is now, it's up to you. What do you want? You're not going to live with your stepfather or your mother-in-law or father-in-law. At the end of the day, you're going to go in and get your own apartment, buy your own house, and live your own life with your whatever, black woman or white woman or white guy or black guy. It doesn't really matter. Just take your life on from there and move it to something that is suitable for both of you. The irony of we try to please other people, it really doesn't exist. And you know, and one of the things too, white people, when they love something, especially white women, when they like something, and then they've been opposed, they cut their family off. They do, because they love that person, and they will go. Even if there's a regret down the road, they don't give a shit. They don't hold those into it. They will come back and say, you know what, I was wrong. Can we move on? But you know, it's just ours is the problem. And I was talking to Lummy before you get here that, you know, nowadays it's we hate a woman dating a white guy. Why? We don't pay their bills. They're happy. Why are we jealous? Okay, the problem is black. Yeah, I mean, I don't know who John Guy. I don't know who does that. I did not. Maybe Sabata did or Guy did. I did not.
Well, come on, man. You want to set us up, man? Oh, man, yo. This is
But
serious,
I
man.
mean, you know, those are individual choice. you know, where you try to just have that pleasure where you say, oh, you know, I want to have multiple wives. But if you somebody like, let me just say myself or Sabat or Guy, you say, you know what, I could barely afford the one that I have here. Why do I want to add another crime into it? You know, let me help this one here to the point where I say I can afford it. But you know where I have to work double time to afford this one here. Why do I want to create more bills?
Exactly.
It
What do you think about it?
There was a sister kida going to Jackson to Alaja. Right? Fa kijape munasaba. Ita no harakata na ujal gigeni fi mahal na sawain gigeni fi mahal bitaum ne. Jackson to dema gigeni man. Gigeni jambuta bidde all the time. Okay, yala bidde kaman kan gigum kan gera mushwar jegde gum kaman gera ma bidde sa. Fa anna vesta man kan gaino and then anna vesta bayan badu anna gi smile, okay, at each other. And at the point bidde jaja lenna kaman jeke galasma mungkin ta bagder derbi jegde shiya kida atano bagder ja anna bideri buzolde kef de choice take. And ita fahimu kanta magder fahimu khalas this is how you're going to be living. For sometimes ita kan gamu choice مثلا تزول date college be prepared. انا متاكد manual ita you dealt with certain situations الكاسه انت تجيبه بده مثلا في مناسبات community بتاعك. Be prepared على اساس انه ناس الكوميونتي بتاعك باينه في حاجات اللي بده بيعمل يوم بفهم على اساس انه طبعا بده ما منهم. لكن انت مالوال sometimes انت بكون قاعد مع رجال وهي بيجازوا بيني معكم. انت عندك كانه يا قلت ترى غيري كان ما نساوين ده هنا كو بيكن كان نو I'm not comfortable there ما بيصير نكون اسمه هنا عندنا ما كود ما لا دي بيقول انت هم برا في بيت earlier then مزاج كان تازو غيري مو ما اخوانا بتاعك. These things happen.
I'm not cutting you. I'll let you continue, but I just want to tell you something, which is I thought that was funny. Every time when I come to students' party with my ex-wife, she was like, "I'll meet you later," because you know where was. You know, and she get used to it. She really did, and she would go in and hang out with her friend that happened to be new ladies and just sit there until it's gone. And then when we're leaving, she would give me a signal that, "Oh, are we leaving?"
I'm leaving now.
But you know, she got it. She knows the behavior is like, you know, she knows that Sudanese sit in a different setting where women in one side, men in one side. She got it. And she accepted that. And when I was home away for 2 years, the same woman, they would call her and bring her contribution, go support somebody. She was doing all this stuff. So she became part of the community. Those things happen. I mean, even today, I've seen some Acholi guys who married to white ladies. They will bring them with their kid to the community and do the same scenario. I was like, you know, I can relate to this. I was this guy 10 years ago. It's great, you know. It's not that you're abusing them, but it's just that culture dictates us to do that. Like you, Sabata, why would you show to sit differently from your wife? Absolutely not. But the culture kind of forces us to do that. And our woman has to accept it too, just for their own good, that they will not be ashamed by other ladies. You know, she doesn't like that. Even though in her heart, she grew up in a different society where she just, you know what, me and my husband should always be in the same place. You know, but when we go to the church, like the Catholic church we go to, I mean, you just grab the empty seat. Whether you're a woman or you're men, you go there. But when we go to New Church, it's exactly the same way you guys talking. We're women here, New guy here. They get it. There's no choice, because when they sit in a wrong spot, people are going to start looking at them, and then they become nervous themselves.
Exactly.
So why getting yourself uncomfortable when you can just go and sit there? And then, of course, because men don't like to look at women, they only want to look in that one way. Everybody's comfortable.
That's true. There's a question for you, Brother Bol, from Brother Bol. I'll put it up here. For Kwan.
Okay. Okay, I'm in denial. Well, okay, and this is what happened, Bol. United
You're
States.
in trouble, man. You're in trouble, man.
I know that's okay. I'll answer to best of my ability. Okay. United States and Australia, they're completely different. Let's just put that clearly. When it comes to race, it's completely different field. Let me just put it here. This is America when it comes to race. This is Australia when it comes to race. So there is a racial gap there when it comes to white people accepting black people like they do in America. I'm not saying there's no racism in America, there is, but it's not as worse as it is in Australia. And that's why you see some differences between this and this. You can choose whatever you want to do. Like myself, when I came here, I was like, I did not choose to get married to a white lady, but I say I would never go back to Africa and get married. It's just that simple. I'm going to find a Sudanese girl and I'm going to marry her in this country. Well, to my bad luck, good luck, I ended up married to a white lady. Am I ashamed of doing that? Absolutely not. I have 2 beautiful kids. I love them dearly. Regardless, they're my kid. The irony of their mother become this and that, that's another thing. But Australia is still difficult there when it comes to interaction with black people. It's just not there. But here in us, we go to club with them, we have beer with them, and we hang out with them. We have friends of friends of friends who happen to be white. So there's a casual event mostly with these people, and then you become one of them. And it's sad part is like I live in a state where people see us more racist because the percentage of black people in my city is very low. I sometimes will go to some city that there's no black person. People will give you that look of like, oh, who's this guy? I can drive from my house here just 8 hours north. There's no black people there. Unlike if you go to Texas, it's everywhere. You go to Florida, it's everywhere. You go to Minnesota, it's everywhere. Like when I live here and go Midwest or down south, I was like, oh, that's different. You can see black in every corner. Exactly. Unlike my state, you turn right is white, you turn left is right, and then you just see yourself. So the black people in my state, they're Africans. South Sudanese, Burundis, Congolese. We are the black Americans in our state, which can be similar to Australia. I'm not going to compare Texas or Arizona to Australia in terms of race, culture, because they're more diverse. So, my friend, you can choose not to get married to a white lady. I mean, that's fine. But, you just never know who you're going to fall in love with. And that's what we try to reinforce here, that you can be anywhere. It's the choice is what drives you to do what you want. But you don't know who that person is. That's what we try to say. You don't know it. It could be anybody. It could be a Denka, it could be a Nguyen, it could be a Sholi, it could be Shuktawi, Sandawi, Morawi, Minwao. You don't know that. Yes. But in your mind as a man, you got to marry a woman that you love. And that's the point.
What was your experience?
Sabata.
Aye.
Don't push me too much. I'm here like this.
No.
Answer this question.
Because I'm into feelings al assassino. Yani sometimes kan ma atake khawaja. Ita ma bagder joke ma other community members al females زي مثلا cousin يعني كان مرة من قبيلة بتاعنا the way أنا بقدر joke cousins بتاعه and some other إخوات بتاعه the way أنا joke moment بطريقة كده على with the ma bisala no and أنا نقول عن واحد ذاته whatever نقول نسول بنادل هي gas ما هي fine لكن كان مثلا أنا أجي imagine يعني مرة واجه أنا بكون extra care في كان مثلا مجتمعات gathering كان هي فيها يعني jokes نوع البس ده هيك مش نوع أنا كده قدايا مزول yes أنا بكون very careful لأنه هو ما جي فاهم روتان ده هو برا فاهم بقى شفت كيف ممكن we are picking up now to like each other شفت كيف and that develop some other form of activities she may not like. You see, so did you realize, that kind of tension come up? Extra care.
Well, I mean, Tabata, come on. I mean, let's just, the discussion that we have is something that we can relate to. I mean, you're a married man, so Lam, and so do I. We all have families. We just saying something that could be beneficial to the rest of us. But when we socialize with our age mate, and regardless of their background, there's always that connection that can only be discussed by that group. You're not going to go to an elderly nerd and start talking and putting your leg all over the place. It's likely that you will not find somebody to talk to you. But you can come to me as a nerd guy. We can just click. Now what is the language that we use to communicate among ourselves? We got the tradition. I got your background. You got my background. We have completely the opposite culture. Now we have to meet in between where we say, okay, this is this. How can we communicate? Whether machine check is banad, wala machine goes to Martina or whatever that is, or machine hafla or kalap. Now that's the language that we're going to talk. All right. And then if we go into church, we're going to talk the church language. You and I, we both Catholic. Okay, what Catholic people do? We understand that part, even though we're completely different culture, because it's just that one system that all of us have to kind of understand and learn. It's the same thing. Your group mate, in my state, I hang out with some poor. We play cards all the time. We cook and eat and gamble, all this stuff.
That goes on, yeah.
But because we connected, that thing, playing card kind of connect us all together. Even though we knew about Ford, it put us in one table. So you gotta have a reason. Without a reason, then it's really nothing.
Let's hear from a female. Amel, good to see you.
Yeah, me too. What's the topic?
A topic like they get upset لما بناتنا بيزوجوا من other Africans.
Yeah, I saw the topic. Then I go, what's the topic? Like, it's like a very strong topic or powerful.
What can you tell us?
Oh my goodness, a lot.
A lot,
First of all, greeting all Lekun or Mushahideen. It is really a very powerful topic and useful, and يمكن يكون to wake other people up, لأن feeling is feeling, and حاجة attract you to have a feeling toward the other person. So we should not ignore our feeling, like where we belong to, the other person, like where they belong to. فالحب هي حب في النهاية والمشاعر هو المشاعر. But some people, they will ignore it due to the culture. لأن الculture بتاعنا بيمنع حاجات كثيرة and بيعكس حاجات كثيرة in a negative way. But till when we're going to be so negative? Other people who doesn't know me, I'm not married to South Sudanese man. That's the worst part about it. My husband is from West Africa, Togo and Ghana. I do have the experience. Like sometimes, not even sometimes, all the time, there's will of God that we don't even look at it. Lukanda is will of God. We cannot stop it. And our culture cannot stop it, because when God say yes, nobody can say no. And if that was the will of God, it will come to pass. But this is another way, like I look at it. Yeah. Yes, we come for different cultural, sometimes in language, we had that katira, but we could overcome all those things. في Bible, everybody started speaking different language. It was just right there. ففي طريقة الناس يتعاملوا بين. لكن those who are really got upset, من Ghana هو قال what is racism? Racism that is it within ourselves when we don't accept ourselves as African or as human being? Racism itself. ما في حاجة أكبر من كده يعني to call it as racism. لأن what يعني why you don't want to accept the other person or the other tribe or the other from whatever country the guy belong or the lady belong to? What the reason is that you don't want to accept that person? Is it because it's not from your country, or it's not from the same tribe as you? Or is it because of the different culture? And it's not going to stop the feeling that within us. So it's like we are killing ourselves. Or maybe the best thing, like where I'm supposed to be happy, I'm ignoring all these things. Then I'm going to be struggling, going from man to man or from woman to man, and I can't find my other half or my happiness, because wherever God put me, I rejected it. Then you're going to suffer all your life, and you can't find that happiness.
That's very good. I had a friend of mine, he's a Ghanaian, and I'm even thinking about buying a house in Accra.
That's good. I've been in Accra already. Twice.
Oh, really?
Yes, I've been in Accra.
انتوا عارفين شنو يا جماعة؟ Amel قال something الفكر قال is contrary or at odds what I used to think is reality, because أنا believe على أساس إنه حاجة جينا دي قالين love get developed with a reason. It's not possible. All of a sudden, you fall in love. First, be associated. There will be interaction, and then in the process of interaction, there are certain little things I'll pick from each other. I'll be generate love. It could be simple things, like the way this person jokes, or like the way this person speaks, the demeanor this person give, where these small things. You cannot just come while in an assembly. It is a bad interaction, and all of a sudden, about fall in love. If that's something that has happened, you got attracted to the looks. At least there is something. You see. So, for that reason, أنا جي فكر على أساس إنه طريقة الإيميل قبل ونسموه على أساس إنه يا أخي if it is just meant to be, nothing can come in the middle. أنا فكر على أساس إنه this thing develops. It develops really slowly by slowly. أنا مرة عندي فكرة. And there has to be certain reasons. You know, sometimes it about to develop love towards a female, while a female will develop love later. Like can just what made you attracted to that person? She may not be able to explain, or you may not be able to explain. Maybe how put it, got attracted to your opposite partner because it is a collection of so many small things. You see, yeah.
Well, and then before you can take it over, Guy. And I mean, I thought I fell in love because my ex not a cook. But no, I mean, there's a reason for that love to exceed to something bigger. And like you mentioned, one of the things that happened in first sight is something you like about that guy or something you like about that woman, especially us guy. Uh, Basic stuff, and then when you start to get to know that person, those basic create to more reasoning. Like I thought my mother, my kid, every Sunday I see her, I was like, God, she's a religious. And me being a Catholic choir, of course, I feel like we got something in common, plus her beauty and those just kind of, kind of drag me to say something to her because I thought that common things that I thought, it's something that I like to have with somebody that I'm gonna be in love with, and then that love create another thing, marriage, and then now you building that thing, and then you start having kids, and then you go even higher. So now you have even more reason to love that woman or love that person. We as guys probably don't love those. What do you call it? Those stairs because you see the climbing to what and to be in your part. Now the question is, what are we building to make them feel good? Which is, I don't know. But in my personal thing is, it's there's nothing but helping them out is the thing that they that will lift up some weight in their shoulders, and that will make them to say, you know what, I like Sabata because Sabata like to help. I like Sabata because Sabata like to go and pick up the kids. I like Sabata because he go to the kids game. Those are the things that we should do as male to take the weight off the ladies. And then, now without even realizing, you see that balancing, and that balancing created more love.
No, I mean, Tarif, what you mentioned, your case is really unique. Even though you will face difficulties, both sides, Are you there?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Amel بكون ما طلع ولا بكون he's
No,
frozen.
I'm still بس أنا في عربية. That's why I by the time I'm بمشي بوصل البيت بيكون show is already done, so I say let me take advantage of it.
Okay. Okay. You will face difficulties in both sides. Your in-laws, your father's side, your side, the community, which is really hard sometimes. لكن طبعا ده the low faith. You have to be faithful زي ما انت قلت. Maybe you regularly become attractive because he's a believer, for example, and you are a believer, but the people will not leave you alone, and that's a challenge that as well as regular South Sudani, you will find challenges wherever you go. Now it's going to be you're going to work extra job to show to your people, to the community what I meant. This guy is the guy that I love. No matter what, you guys have to accept him. Just like Kwame mentioned earlier, it took him 2 years to convince his father, his own dad. Lana, he's married to a white girl, for example. So for your case, since he's an African, maybe will be a little bit different, but it's still you will face challenges. Now, the question, like now, since you have experience, how are you going to overcome all this? It's not South Sudanese. Mamin, Borduman, Gabelda, Sudan. Even us, Junubin, we find it's difficult for us to marry the different from different tribe. My wife from Equatorial, from Juba Nabare, it wasn't easy. But for me as man, as a guy, I have to convince my family. This is the
Mhm.
woman that I love. No matter what, halas, I have to marry her. You know, maybe from the beginning they will say like, "There's no woman that mafa banat nuer. There's no all this." Like in Finahi, I have to show them that this is my choice and I have to go by it. You know, but for men it's easy, but for women, how do you overcome this, especially for you, to convince your
Well,
to convince your family?
sister, so
Amel.
Sister Emil and Sabata and also Guy, my battery is running very low,
Okay.
but it's been a great discussion. And you know, obviously, all four of us has family, and we're happy where
Exactly.
we are. We're just sharing our own opinions. Maybe other people will benefit from it. Like some of you see me all the time. I like cooking. I just, I
اسمع معلش بس انا بس كان عايز اعرف يعني when you guys broke off خلاص sit on machine your ways
You
هل
still
في
want to know details?
هل في اي زول من family relatives بتاعكم جا قال لك قال هاي ما قلنا لك مين بدري في زول جا قال لك
of course they do.
ده بكون فيه ده.
But you know, and this is one thing that I thought was completely different. My
Divinity.
family, which is her family side, they sat down with her. They did not want it, which is completely something. It's like more of an African traditional thing where people have to sit down with a woman and say, "Hey, whatever happening, you need to stop," and they did. You know, so they try their best. But in terms of African, you know, I told you last time, get married to Sudanese lady and all this stuff. I was like, I have beautiful kids. What's wrong with that? You know,
Exactly.
and you know, when my kids come here, even today, they love the kid. So where do you think this kid will come from if you did not like their mother? You know.
It's true.
So but those are the things that sometimes people don't question themselves. Like, you know, I can go to students committee every day. They will ask me where the kid when they come in, because they usually come after the school closed and then they'll spend 3 months with us here.
Mm, mm.
But you know, here you asking this very thoughtful question, and here's you pushing some arrogant opinions. And but you know, it's just part of life. I mean, what are you gonna do about it? You just have to kind of accept it and say, oh, you know what, you're right then. But when you look into yourself, you built a family here, even though it may not longer be there, but you built a family. Those are your bond, or those are the things that would not make you regret whatever past is. We all have past. You could even have a past from your own community. You could marry to a new lady and then end up getting divorced.
Yeah.
Why is that not a shame? Why only this one is a shame because she's white? What is it? We all still live in the same state. We may not have the same relationship. But even now is at least in my case, I think I built more relationship because my ex can come to my house, eat and drink and sit down and watch TV, no problem. And my lady doesn't oppose that. So what is bad about that? They can both hold each other's kid, no problem. So why other people try to make their life complicated when we are all happy with what we have now? So I'm very happy, and both my ex and my current date, they're happy. So we all happy family. We don't mind eating one in one plate, and we do it all the time. She will come in, say hi to the little one that I have, and hang out with her and hold her, no problem.
That's good.
So you accept the reasoning from your past and then move on to something. If that worked for you, good for you. But yes, we don't accept that part of the Sudanese. It happened. The Christians are there, but now they get used to it. You know, when they see me, they're asking for the kid. They don't ask for the ex-wife. They ask for the kid. So that they overcome that stress they have. But you know, I just want to say thank you to all of you. Sabat, it's good to see you as always. And Lama, likewise, Sister Amel, I never seen you before, but thank you for your opinion. And if you're happy with your my sister, do you? All right, you're not going to be there in the same graveyard with your family, or not even with your relative. If you're gone on your own. So why not live your life? And those who accepted it would accept it, and those who opposed it, farewell to them. And because it's your life at this point, nobody should decide it for you. You grown up woman, you choose your happiness the way you and live the way you want to live.
That's true.
You know, and that's exactly like I did. Not like my uncle guy who wanted to get married to second wife in Africa and have one in Europe. But that's his choice. I say I cannot afford it. I don't want to go there.
You don't want to stress, huh?
I don't want to add any more bills. And if there's
Oh,
someone who can take some of the bills that I have, even better. Why want to create one on my own when I,
Sabata will share, will help you.
you know? But, you know, and
Yeah.
so it's a good discussion. And I think, you know, we will overcome them. It will take time. But we also need to have a law in order to reinforce some bad behaviors that forcing girls to marry to Pacific group, otherwise not at all. And those behaviors will not be going away until there's a law that put in place. And he's gone. So and that would minimize the crime that are being committed on the will of the women in South Sudan. In terms of us men, oh my God! I mean, I can move from Nuer lady and get married to Denka lady, and or Equatorial, or even what? No problem. My dad like it, good for him. He doesn't like it, good for him. I'm the driver.
That's right.
So
Thank you
thank
so
you to all of you, and I wish I could charge my phone, but the charge is just too short, and I cannot keep it up. But I don't want to just disappear. I have about 12%.
Okay,
But
thank you
thank you
so much.
for all of you. I think I share everything everything I said. It was personal life, and if somebody can benefit from it, great. And if not to, I mean, I don't want you to get divorced. That's for sure.
Thank you so much.
But
Thank
anything that
you.
can keep your family
Appreciate it.
together,
I said thank you so much. We appreciate
yeah.
it.
So anything that will fix your family and make it even greater than it is already, do it. And anything that will destroy it, then don't do it.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for
Have a
sharing.
good.
So long.
All right. Thank you. Your turn, Emil.
You know, في كيف حقي طبعا is totally different.
Hmm.
You know, it depends on us. They really believe in God. But the funny thing can see some of my family and some of my mom friends, they call my mom and قالوا لها كيف انت تخلي أميل تعالوا في West Africa? You are the one who like are spoiling her and all this kind of thing. فأنا لما جيت أنا سألت الزول ده قلت له have you ever been in West Africa؟ قال لي لا. Okay, انت بتعرف راجل ده؟ لا. Have you even انت عشت West Africa؟ لا. So why are you judging them? Basic on what experience are you judging them? فهو he couldn't tell me anything. ما عنده أي reason. فأنا قلت له reason حقك بس عشان سمعت إن هما هو من West Africa. So you can't take it, but you forgot in الزول ده هو human being. ما في فرق بيني وبينه وبينك أنت. ولو أنت ما عاشرت زول ولا شفت بلدهم قعدت في بلدهم يوم ولا أنت experience مع زول. You can't judge. That's why the Bible says we should not judge. لأن we're judging basic on what? الزول ده ما قدر يقول لي أي حاجة هو سكت. الزول الثاني أنا قلت له البايبل قال لي نحن نتداخل ونتذاكر ونعمل الأرض. ما قال لنا عملوا السودان مع السودان. ما قال لنا يعني في بايبل ما في حتة specific قال you have to marry from your own country or from your own people. ما في محل زي ده. I'm a Christian. I asked them وروني في بايبل لو في حتة قال لي إن أنا أعرف سوداني and it should not be anywhere. I will do that. To provide me any أي محل في بايبل هناك. This is where I always take people back. In the Bible where في محل زي ده because I'm a Christian. Based on my Christianity, I have to follow the rules of God. You know? حتى ربنا قال هنا we should not يعني love in a word. يكون in action and truth. في love بتاع just منقسم I love you. But it's not in the truth and action. So a lot of يعني سودانيين بتاعنا لأن حتى لو عرفت السوداني a lot of them they came from South Sudan مع عرسوهم كده رسموا قانوني وده طلقوا ما بطلقش الناس بقدروا يقعدوا في بيوتهم وفي حاجات كثيرة. لو فرضنا الزول ده كان سوداني وحصل نفس المشكلة بيني وبينه, are they gonna really say anything about it? معناه it's racism. It should not be racism to that point. لأن إحنا حتى من البيئة الناس قاعدوا فيه, لأن الدينكا قاعدوا عندهم محل حقهم معينة, ناس وين ناس جوبا, يعني ده according to the land that the ناس they develop through that land. But that's why they must interaction. One of the reasons that God brought us to America for us to interact. We interact with each other. The whole country of South Sudan in America, we interact, we learn a lot about each other. Now, حاليا we interact مع خواجات.
في ايكو لكن
من امل
لكن it's okay. افتكروا كنت speak at Arabia such that كان الناس قونسوا صوت ده بيطلع له في speaker بتاع Arabia. افتكر that is why.
But am I okay?
انت خدت speaker بعربية Bluetooth?
I have the Bluetooth but I can take it off.
Maybe قال صوت صوت بيكرر. Thank you Morris. I didn't pay attention even.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, the echo it has been there.
Yeah, I start hearing it lately.
أنا كان دراسة سؤال. هل أمل came across one of her relatives الكلم له قال أمل we like the children هل تبولدوا كان كده جنة والناس زاينو develop في areas أنا لكن كان ترى بيت باريس خلاص يالده بطريقة لأننا ما باين يالده تمارا الآن يالده سايد تجمع دولار هل في زول يقال كلام زدل أمل وأمل response تهيه شنو.
You know, let me be so clear because it's my private life, but I have to be clear. Like I'm gonna be so open. Janail Awal in West Africa. My late dad and my mom, they love that boy more than any grand they love my son up to death. You know, and even like we must have Janai, like every time he used to like be Salileo Shadid, you know. I'm so happy in Inti Uliti Jana because I'm the favorite to my late dad. So I'm glad like in Inti Uliti Jana lo fear haja hasaleki, you let somebody will carry your name. For what we are really looking for, somebody to carry your name. Well, as somebody else, they're gonna look at the person that is for a stranger. So my family, they accept that, and that's why you could tell in Anna Assassin Gismati Mama Junubin. Because my first child is from Togo, the same area from my husband right now. So it is like it was something very strange. But in my case, unless if you really, really, really believe in God, my case again, the man that I married to right now, I saw the man, like God showed me the dream. So it was for a purpose of God. It's not just like, nobody will get that unless when things come to pass, people will look at it. He saw me in his dream.
Can you unmute everyone?
Mute everybody? Okay.
What?
Go ahead. Okay.
Yeah, he saw me in his dream. I saw myself doing my marriage in Ghana. It was in my dream. So I was like, oh Lord, I know you promised me, but in Ghana, who do I know in Ghana? And how I'm gonna, meet that kind of person. So I kind of like I didn't like took it seriously really, but I was like, but when I talked to my pastor told me, God already gave you the sign. And the sign is the person will be from Ghana or mixed with Ghana, you know. So when I met my husband, the sign is like his mother is from, he's like Ghanaian Togolese. So like God already showed me like, okay, this is the person you're gonna marry. But the sign I show you the sign in your dream. That person is gonna be mixed with Ghanaian. Something within Ghanaian gonna be within him. So he showed me the sign, and that's how I met him. When we start talking, it's just me, Amel Jonkor. There's everything typically, except he is from West Africa. I'm from East Africa. But there's not, it's just typically me. The way I think, the way everything. Even I used to like, oh my God, I can't believe it. How do you know that I like all these things? It wasn't go accidentally. It was a plan of God. And then to make it more surely, like after like my late dad passed me to him. The day that my late dad passed away, early in the morning, we were talking till the time that my dad passed away. And I was telling him about my late dad, how my late dad spoiled me, how my late dad, everything about my late dad. Till, like the time we put the phone down, that's the time that my dad already passed away. So my dad already, he was looking too for someone that to pass me in, because the way my late dad really loved me, he wants the same love for me to get it from somebody else, according to, I don't know, according to whatever. So eventually, after my dad passed away, my late dad brought a dream. Believe it or not, he brought a dream after I went to his country and I was coming back. And then my mom wasn't here. So when my mom came back from Africa to United States, my late dad brought a dream to my auntie, not to my mom. And I was telling my auntie, my daughter is coming. And this is her happiness. I don't want nobody to question her. Go ahead and bless her. That was my late dad order. And he was already dead. Believe it or not, he always come to my dream. The last time he came in my dream and he was telling me, Amel, I want this guy to pay the dowry and do the marriage. That's why now we are doing our traditional marriage in July. So he is not there, but my family, just when God intervened, like, believe me, it make it easy. Like my family first, it will be so difficult for them to say, Amel, okay, go ahead and marry somebody out of our country. But right now, all of them, they will say one word: we are all African, Amel. It is good. At least they accept the guy, and when they talk to him, everybody is like, "Oh, Amel, we are so happy." So they, like, when God intervened, there's nothing possible. So my case is totally different. It is just for the purpose of God. That's how I married the guy. And it was from God thing. So even the love between us and everything, before I met him, it's like I knew him for many years. So when we used to talk, if I feel like I know, like he went vacation, I was in vacation. I never feel like we are apart. So there is a divine connection between us. And the purpose will come tomorrow. As you were talking now, just monitor my life till the end. You will know the purpose, that why God put us together. A lot of people, they may question, because a lot of people are telling me, oh, this guy is looking for the paper. This guy, a lot of things, but I was the one who know the truth, because it's not just within myself. God showed me all the whole thing. And if you believe that God can reveal to you, that was the truth. God revealed everything to me, because I've been through. I've been in a lot of issues in my life, so I don't want to be disappointed again. So I was so careful. So the choice, it wasn't my choice. I put the choice to God's hand. I was like, God, I know for everybody there is somebody. Let your will be done in my life. I know you know what I'm looking for. So you're gonna give me that person. And I trusted him. I didn't trust the guy, but I trust my Lord. And then he already, he was the one give me according to his time. And like tomorrow, it's gonna be 5 years since we know each other. So tomorrow is gonna be our first anniversary. We're gonna do together, like together. So for that 5 year, we're just waiting to be together. And finally, he came last year. So in every situation, God has something to say. So for my Sudanese people, they should not really judge or just underestimate the will of God. God have like he is really powerful, and he like I never thought I would go to Ghana one day and get married, but when he showed it to me in a dream and he showed me how was the wedding, when I went to Ghana, everything that I saw in my dream, that was exactly everything was set up that way. Some people thought I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy. That's the truth. So my case is totally different. And maybe is that what gonna bring unity? It's gonna bring something, but I know it's something within unity. And then God referred me back to Bible to Isaiah 46. And if you read Isaiah 46, you will see exactly what God was telling me. He said he's gonna bring my out like offspring from east and west, which is I really already have my son from west and the other son is from east, and then bring my husband from west and me from east to unite us for the purpose of his purpose. So my case is totally different. And if when it's like a law from God inside us, we should not even worry about it because he already he's saying something in every situation. God has something to say, and he will, lead us to those kind of things. So sometimes people may talk, sometimes people will, look at it in different way, but time will come and they will not, they will just take you as example. And I pray like for them to take me as example and to inspire them and to know that we are all human beings, despite who we marry to, despite where we're gonna get the person from. Because somebody have to bring a change. Maybe the change gonna come from us. Who knows? My brother Morris.
Any question from Sabata? You good? Morris, you have any question?
No, my question to Ameliani is: it looks as though she went to Ghana. Yala kano je liko jegde fi Ghana na wala o liko jegde awel. Then mon amal connection to mon kef then ora
Let's have
result.
an interview fully. Jegda, as I told you, Jegda, I saw him in my dream. God showed me the Jegda in a dream, and the same thing, he saw me in his dream, and then through his sister, we got connected. Because as he was praying, God was revealing to him that his sister knows he. But to be honest, even I know the sister, but she wasn't my friend. I know her through somebody. So when he talked to his sister, like God revealed to him that she knows who he's supposed to marry to, the sister said, well, I don't know nobody. But then she came and said, oh, wait a minute. I know one lady, but I don't know her status. So even her sister, up to now, she kind of confused. She keep telling me, I don't know. I think it's maybe God pushed me because she knows a lot of women from Togo, from Ghana, from everywhere. But why especially me? She came in her mind at that time. And then she never thought about everything. She just put us together. And I told her, I said, I've been through a lot and I'm not ready for any disappointment. If your brother looking for the paper, I don't mind to help him, but I'm not ready for anything. But when I came and I asked God, direct me. I know you promised me where I'm heading. God gave me a story of Joseph. So the story of Joseph was really what, and it pushed me forward because it was given to me with a confirmation. God told me the story of Joseph, then somebody else gave me the story of Joseph. Then my pastor too told me the story of Joseph. So I got confirmation 3 times before I said, okay, go ahead. And then the rest was where they say the rest was a history. So the rest was a history.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Where are you from, my brother Sebastian Romba?
Ana fi US ini. Ana
No, I
fi
know, like Minatu Gabila. That's wow.
La, ana min Kakwa.
Kakwa, okay.
In Yei.
Oh, okay. Yei Baledna. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Morris, you have something to say?
The first things I want to say, happy Easter to all of you, Sabata, Sister Ahmad, Sister. Happy Easter to you, all of you. Yes.
You,
And
you want to
then
say sister guy, his brother guy.
and then
That's a good sister guy,
congratulations to you,
Oh,
Sister Amal.
Thank you.
I hope Zoldema quiz. I hope who quiz and asasan amsi kita bitnini dan because muhabba mendulo mahal. So karabana wadak low who zol quiz. That's ma fi mushkila. Nihina bes gistena bes kan gera mulena la muna san gana asa biga gakul kelip ze Chinese. So if he that you gonna invite us to come there for Iris.
you will come.
You have
That
to be careful with the food.
yeah, we have to be careful. So I don't know when you're gonna invite us, but congratulations to you.
It's July 30, so you guys all invited. And let me tell you one thing, like all my family, the Manigulaya, I hope Zolda Yimsa Gulem. No, don't say that. Speak a good word upon my marriage. Say, by the grace of God, you will see the joy and happiness in this marriage. So that's what
I mean,
everybody, I always tell them, when you speak a positive word, God will manifest it. But when you say, I hope, don't let the devil intervene, my brother. I don't need devil anymore. Just kidding.
Yeah, that's yes, we always wish for the best. Your happiness is number one for us.
Yes, thank you,
our
my brother.
mothers, when they're happy, that's a good thing. So we all wish for this. Because
Exactly.
might be different because we're all Africans. So might be
Yes.
mushkila kan kanta mashalla kawaja kan making an brother the bokas making be so
ما
that
شفت
is
ده
our
يا
job.
كلام رئيس زي ما اتكلمنا فوق ده انت قلت you are Christian and God said that love your neighbor as you love yourself. Your neighbor can
Yes,
be anybody. So
we love our neighbor. Yes, we love our neighbor. That is fine. The neighbor is if you have problems. But there, as a budget, I'm making part like kawaja and mabdar kawaja making Almani or Russian. We don't know. So we're gonna find out with the cause. Kanu mamul sabu. Where's he go?
Oh, so Tamasha. I think she will come back. She will come back.
Yes.
بكون بطل بتاعه.
كيف انتوا اخباركم شنو يا شباب؟
Good to see you, man.
يا مهاج انتوا كويسين؟
الناس كله في
احنا
كلاب هاوس
كويسين
بس.
الحمد لله.
long time كيف ايستر ما فاميلي كله كويس؟
Esther was good, brother.
لسه تمام
I
الحمد
think
لله.
هسه انت لا ما انت جوندو زروتان تباري باندا مو انا
خلاص 50% ده انا ابود
you need to get one even salam just you need to know salam how the salam is.
That's it.
Prayer
That's
come
it, brother.
in just mean 1 second.
Okay.
Prayer come in just minute. Hold on. Let me reject the prayer. Okay. That's good. It's all right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yes,
can hear you.
it قال شنو حاجة later prayer.
No, the prayer 9 o'clock here. Prayer 12 be automatically. So yeah.
Okay.
The prayer music come in and then prayer come next. Yes. So yeah. So Italy ma alam ta rotan mus.
لا ما بعرف ده انا اود نابوري ولا نابوري
Dio nabure de
ita kono zuko sio.
Madam muga nabudi ya za pure de Jongi bio ngara. Yes. It is great to meet you guys. Yes. The first thing also, my tahiyya lenas and audio pitak. Also, my condolences to those people lost their life in Abyei and what do you call Nelly or something. People die, and then also Eastern Equatorian. Also, there's 7 people die. So we let us keep them in our prayer and condolences. And also there's 80 people die in Abyei, and then most of them they're injured in hospital. So let us put them in our prayer too, because it is painful when you hear that people die just with no reasons, and we just have independent. Yeah, so it is hard. So let us keep them in our prayer. The one lost the loved one, and the other one in hospital. So let us continue the prayer for that. So what is the topic today? Unusata zawat min bar. أنا قاعد نسمع. Yeah.
The topic ليه رجال بتاعنا they get upset لما نشوف بناتنا يزوجوا non South Sudanese, you know. For example, like our sister as I mentioned now, Mel.
Yes, I hear that. Yes, you know what? Yeah. You know what?
Why is it difficult for us to take? You know. But for us as men, it's okay. We can marry anywhere we want. Like when it seems like no, you know, we don't want them to marry men Gabayel Tanin or even men Dule Tanin. You know. So this is a problem that we need to be equal. Love is love. Love does not differentiate. You know, you can be Khawaja, you can be Chinese, you can be whoever. As long the guy respect you, I'm okay with it. You know, and that's how we're supposed to educate our community. You know,
that is true.
Accept it. You know, that's the topic for today. Yeah. Even somebody talk earlier about it. He didn't say his point of view too. You know, but we'll give him a chance after you finish.
Okay. Yeah, it is a problem that, you know, we don't need to be concerned, because what is going on in our nations, what is going on for ourselves, even we are in the diaspora, we are all split, so there's no control and there's no community gathering even. So community gathering, that may be just the Gabayel, Mayan, so that is it. So women have a right and assassin to dispatch from where she come from, because Mara gal besilu in the Bible and assassin Mara making act so makan can be married anywhere, you know, can be married anywhere that it comes. So we as a man, we don't need to be upset, because it is our fault. Because if we care about them so much, they couldn't be patient, and they've been patient for a long time. The one is married at home, the one is caring with the children, the one take care of the little ones, the mothers and all those. It's hard, you know. But if you come there, also mentality restricted for everything. So you don't give the freedom for the woman, and also to trust on it. I'm a chief in love is a trust. You have to trust each other. Sika muhim. Ita kanaenda sika fe mara ptak, there's nothing. Shitan zadu ma bag the red kulfuya fiyo. Because later enda sika fogo shirin. Wo they are hajat al bekili nas bogodo fi makan wahid. Fi nas zowoju beteriga saaf min hinak u jahina jali go al zawaj biga ma kwes. So what they can do? Almara yomata anna kellemna fi show, every woman is looking for the father. As a guidance, is looking for that. Mafi mara reji fi malta azab. You see, amal asa gobulsio kan kumonosu. Annu asasa Rabbana udaw lakad fi Ghana. Why he went lakad fi Ghana? Udair muhabba. Azol al-Bekir kanu indi Sudan zol bekun jambo. Kanu der u hamlan der zol beshilu fi mustashfa kanu geweledu bemsu yedu. Shuftu? So that is what is a love about. But if we gonna say, okay, because we don't care about them, yal bekun fitiyama umato, or rajal bekun fitiyatani. So what it does this, it will happen. It is parasitic, and then anno sasan bejibu junun, bejibal shakl. But then as a generational jadid, anu mother law inta galle ita brasulu wasanamsi zoju rajal altader. Generation min de munzado bekelita fi jolbetu making futu kanta abu. Shufta? So mon ma be hibba anu asasan beku restricted. Inta al muhim inta kan father ze ana wa inta wa anna be guide mo ze sabata, we guide them and say, hey, you finish your school, just find the person that is good for you. Yes, I will be there for you. But if you go mess around tomorrow, bring the wrong person, that is your responsibility. As an bukra, you know, we can't blame you. Shifta as a father. So nasawini muku pitam umun get deris unihna. مشاكل تمن كتير وتاني أنا كنت مشاكل أهل يوما بتاعه أبوه ممكن تعبان هنا. So أنت راجل ده مسؤولية بتاعك أنا أساسا to take care of all the family. When you come as a husband, you make sure that the whole family you take care of. His side, your side. You don't need to ask for assistance for her. It take care of that. كانوا جا من قلبه يسي خلاص يا راجل أنا أساسا ده حاجات ده كتير في راسك كلنا ساعدته. Yes, welcome. That is المفروض أنا بديل بو. لكن حاسة يزول بيجا إن في diaspora أنا كساعد family تاعي وده كساعد family بتاعه. So كيف يعني what kind of marriage that we marriage? The marriage have system that أنا أساسا when you married you are all one family. His side or your side, this is your family. إنت راجل ده إنت مسؤول كل البيت ده. كأنت ماشيت إنت شايف how they welcome you at home. But if we come out here and then we start they discriminated ourselves, we start dividing each other. So what is who is going to benefit for all this? Woman will see those kind of in an argument. Woman got to mal quest or fatak. Kaligo zol al quest al bemsuku quest. Anu asasan bekelu be smile kuliom or be sharing more tear al window. Who be photo? And that is what happened. Sankida anu asasan we don't need to be zalan my al generation al gegumde. Because generations are nihna al kubar dema jibna lom hope. Because hope bitam anu asasan mun dering grow. Yeah. So mun mofrukan ma bakun fi azab. Mofru nihna be pay attention for them. As a community general, we are the one to bring them down to find out another country for them. So we stand behind them because I know there's nobody, especially in the diaspora, there's no one. Nasa lumon beligoya kawajat pitam del zumlan pitam del. Oh, kalas kan balai kan Nigeria kan minuen kan ligo fi madrasa wala fi kenisa kalas modu karba. Inshallah ita begani hina yatu nugara ita begani ma benfa. Because when she's 18, you don't need to say anything. وزار بداخلك زار في مشكلة ita زار بهرة ita حالته بشيلو كاس تمشي هاجمه في البيت. It's not gonna happen. So here we don't blame our women. We blame ourselves. Because what is going on in our nation, we couldn't restore everything and we say, hey, بلد كلا صلاة ita كله يرجع كنت في شغل. في شغل هنا في شنو security في هنا ده من بيقول هناك متى ما جي pay bill كويس من بيرجع. عشان شنو من بيرجع هنا كان في هنا ده شباب ممكن بقدر يزوجوا. لكن زاد الشباب بتاعنا هنا كله يزول وير كله المطلوب بتاعه جواجا تحت دير لو قاس عشان نربطه من تحت زي وين دارية في بطن. So what is that? الراجل الشباب مفروض كان grow up وزي نحن grow up we protect our sisters, our neighbor. كان في زول عمل مشكلة ما هي ليه تجي شكل ما البنية ده ليه تجي عمل زي لكن here who you gonna talk to? وشباب ده كله يا واحد بيشربوا أو عنده وي في راسه. زواج ده بين هذا بيتم كيف يعني؟ من فيو عيال اللي ناجح في مدرسة maybe اللي عنده عقل كويس يا ممكن بيلقوا بيت كويس. لكن ما تاني ده كله ياسا كتير جزوج من أفريقيا even نيجيريا جيرا من رجال تومون عشان دل مرفوينات كمان براو ناس نيجيريا غانا دل براو من مرفوينات برضو لناساوين بتاعهم هناك عشان كده كان لما كان ليجو سوداني حق أنا مسكين دل ولا بكونغوس فونغوس زي عدم سما شفت. So that is what is. So we don't have any alternative or any problems to be upset with them because it is us, we make that happen. In general, community of Sudanese, Southern Sudanese, all is fashion. Because we are just looking our way, but the young generation, they grow up in its side in that day. When we yell, there's a man can't be mastered lamb, and I believe we haja bigulo African Day. Nas be celebrate kulu together. No garat can't be giza. Nas bargu raksa shabia. Barat kulu everybody was there. Okay, immigration or fata kalas kulu nas zogo ju jabo. He is also ju jamara toma. So this is things, man. The real things we have to speak. The true things we have to speak, because our woman, if we let our woman hurting, and then mun ma bil go zolal behin lom. As a baby saker kanta abude kanta marfa fidusi neta bogot migita kan shankar majena jena wo ita bigule hey ita korkor mo jena ma be ita ma bak da robot fidus pitakena kanja shalo bas kumi it kala so food le woman the same things. The woman there hanin woman needs respect. Kan fi ugam takiyan fi haja asu sake jebel ta Allah fi serir ta lon smo fi serir o be cool down. It will cool down. But if you raise your hand up there and say, okay, because I'm in charge of the it's not in this time now. It is late, my brother. It's not in this time. So thank you. Let us hear from Sabata. Okay.
Yeah, so network.
Network. Yes.
And then maybe we'll come back. Amel, go ahead. Let's wait.
Yeah. So there's so many things, my brother. Family, I think they need to learn from, because you cannot be upset for somebody you left it with the children and you went back or somewhere in home, or how many years you didn't see and you didn't pay attention for this kid. You don't know if your wife is sick. You don't know if your wife is struggling in especially the time of period that you need somebody around that to talk to. And so if there's the things you don't know, all those things, it will bring it's so upsetting in our hearts, even for her heart, because she is a human being. She didn't marry because you're gonna come and leave her alone. She come there, you need to be next to, because if something come there at night, you're gonna be next to, and that is what it is. Making Mali sit of a shokol, making it quickly you can come. If there's an emergency, somebody will be there. That's okay, but don't leave her and then go back home or go somewhere and leave her for a long time. Mara mother kalamda. Gurus is not mohim in family bitak. A family bitak, you can raise your family without too much money in it, because people think that too much money maybe will benefit, more love will come. That's it. Gurus was it asa. Wo bejibu split filbet asa. The grush. But if we is if haja fi alfi mawgudin endana fi yadana, kelini hna nakul bas. Da haja alfi da nakul isala yalfi urilomon. Yeah, this we have this. If we were finished with that national medida national with that woman, they listen. Because women, they look at you. If you tell them the truth, it's okay. But here, if you want to make money where? Asankida yal betlam in bedri benchi bekun is smuggler, guns, weapons and drugs, which asan mood bishu an assassin, they can be rich and minute. But kulu fi hayatum get spent for prisons. Because why? Because an assassin anas kul gejara or a brush. لكن ما مرة بتاعك ان انت في البيت ان شاء الله ما هي تحكي واحد ممكن بفيد هنا هي هنا مدارس ممكن حكومه بساعد ما زت ان الجنوب انه 7 شهور وكم شهور. I don't know what قانون عندنا في البلد هنا ولا ده سكنا شويه اساسا عندنا هنا انه 7 شهور ناس ما صرفوا تب بيت بتاعنا باكل بشر. ما انا اخير ساكن مويه سكنا كبو وش زاد سنت كان زور رئيس بتاعي
جاي معلش انا عايز استاذن موريس.
Yeah, go ahead.
يا انا ما انترفين، لكن انا عايز استاذن هسه في حاجه انا عايز اعمله، لكن بس انا عايز اشكر discussion كان was good and I will be able to watch from time to time from the background. Okay.
Okay, yeah, we were waiting for you to tell us your point of view and then you can go.
Yes, just tell us our point of view. Yeah.
Okay, point of view specifically في اتو area.
في بتاع جنوبين why احنا لما كنا love is love, why do we make it difficult for our sisters whenever they married a non-South Sudanese?
تعرف أنا كان فكر it is something that is, could it be natural؟ يعني إنت قاعد كانوا يعني بني عليك كان روى جوزو مازول الما South Sudanese. It is kind of like challenging, and it's like I don't know how I can explain it, you know. لكن حاجة اللي أنا بعرف is generally when people are making choices with a Jozu, a lot of times people want to make sure that marriage can happen between people who have so much in common, aluman share, okay, and that by itself, yeah, gives sometimes resentfulness. Can masalan binia welede gijam in different places. Sometimes people tend to become resentful. Lano people into belief al assassino. When two couples are coupled, it takes the fact that they have so much in common, yeah, bikutumon be continue to cling. But if they have so much in differences, then that marriage will not last. Shifta kef. And I think it is from that standpoint, yeah, nas ikun very critical to can binia masalan shiluma zoltani al beit. But I don't know why specifically ajere mabinia only ajere if that logic is then there mofruta ajere kan bag der hasil hata kan zor rajil ya kaman shilu binia min beit. Or maybe can ita kan asa ladies, maybe ladies give feel the same way. Yani maybe ladies kan ta masalan zor rajil ita shilu binia min beit, ita bijali go lady al minta hunde gano and o bukun into the same feelings al rajil indo kan mara rashilu wala karaji rashilu mara min beit. I think it is something connected to our natural being, you see. Yeah, I think it is more into what is called our natural being to hajat based on principles and culture wajat beshikils shifta kef because indeed I noticed this al sometimes takangano bini atakon jozu masalan ma zol min beit tagano kaano malu kan besma jozu ma zol al min gerib de. I really don't know. I think it is more to do with something more of a natural, more to nature. Lakin kan yaze gibel kwa malu alwonusu yani kan kalas zol de biga geni ni fatra to will jana weledu yalta kumbiga bayano kana jalu biga pat bitakon zato, and then you start accepting that person, and then life goes on. Yes.
Thank you so much, brother, for your time. Shukran Shadid.
Shukran Shadid Khalis.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I will see you soon, okay? Maybe I will come and visit you quick. Okay?
Inshallah.
Yes, I will come. I will come to Uto. I will come to visit Uto so soon. Yeah, so God bless.
That will be good.
Say hi to family,
yeah, man. Say hi to the family.
I will.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Right.
God bless.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks.
Take care.
Yeah, so brother Alam, it is true. Love that dema zaman kan mikini anna bagda rakibu fi yal rakib fi banat, but zaman gal because binyat anna bijiblan abgar fil bed bukra bikuni ina dema fi, that is not gonna happen these years, because the year coming the generation is developing, and that is gonna bring heart attack for those our elder people.
That's true.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because the kids learning every day. Zaman kan ma fi haja ismu telephone, inta guide mashi lomude, ita berja lomude fil bait. Ma fi, there is no communication. Tagija dugu telephone ta from there you wine making fi wahed fi shar wala making ile kan data call ahal take somewhere with the Trump,
That's exactly right. That's true.
Yeah, because as a bigger technology, even fi belet nas ge carry cell phone access in bitat na America. So yeah,
that's right.
So they know everything. So yeah, you can cheat them no more. You can mafi cheating tani. يعني الرابع خلاص انت تشوفوا في بنيه كان سجل كلام عنه اساسا سودانيين وجنوبيين انه ناس ما كويسين رجال كان شافوا كواجه ابيض وبيكتروا كواجه ده احسن منه هنا ده هو بقدر ليف هو بمشي لكواجه لكن انت اسمه كواجه كان شافوا بنيه اسود وما بقدر يسيبوا مرته عشان يجي لبنيه اسود شفتها so there's a difference here and you see this is all another like Sabata say أنا أساسا they are jealous also if we are not pay attention for them because it can get asil zol min barate bumun bamul shino can you tell them to can they refuse it brazoj min barade can you refuse to them no because everybody have his own right yes
that's true
they are higher bemshi لكن انه اساسا انت كان قاصر زول انه اساسا لازم انت زول جدا ممكن زول الزاد والبرا ده بيرا يمسكوا احسن من زول اللي كان قاصر له بعد يمشي بعدلوه باربع نساوين ولا خمسه نساوي ولا 10 وبكره عيال تداك بيجيبوا له في البيت اسدوه يا مره اول الدنيا بيكون كربان يا كده شفتها بس نساوي بتاعنا فوق البارفه خشى في الدهر جانا في دهر وقرمه في يده وماشي why all this why this انا بكلي ليه نساوي بتاعنا ده اعتراف تاعنا هم اللي يجي produce children for us and we support to care about it you know so there's nothing in this world is they are ربنا ودي later انه اساسا لازم تكون عندك partner لكن حسب في امريكا هنا partner ده بيجي امنا اساسا سوق شعبي بس اساسا انت تيار جاي
that's true
انت لقيته عليه لما لقيته قال I don't care you don't care حكر بيتك how you don't care انت تشيل بنيات زول you don't care كيف يعني for example كان في اخت بدانا شالوه بواحد درايفر تاع بيسا يا زول انا ماشي جماعه قال امشي كلمه الراجل ده قلت له انا برا وانا اسمه شنو زول ده ما بعرفه كاتشا بتاعنا what I'm gonna talk to them about وكما شال للراجل ده قلت له اسمع هي انت يا pregnant بنيه بتاعنا ده وقال yes قلت له اهل بتاعك وين قال I don't have no uncle I don't have no family here
nobody
you don't have no family get out from this room or don't come here again I don't want to see you again قال what قلت له I don't want to see you again if you see here I'm gonna whoop you or put in the police قال oh man are you serious yes was Zalad yes هو ما تكلم للسيستر قال اسمع زول ده جاي من هناك انه جاي حاكمني ولا شنو يا اكو تاني ده قال له يا اخي ده يا كاتشا بتاعنا انت ما جيب اهل بتاعك you are not gonna see me no more زول ده قال you guys serious قلت له yes our culture is different انما ناس فوضى انه اساسا بس انت تجيب مره في البيت انه اساسا خلاص باسكت بول تقعد بول ده انت جيبه كان لقيته مره ده الناس بيتها فوق كانت وين سو مره ده انه اساسا لقيته خلاص بنيه كبير جو جيبوا اهل تاك عشان انا بعرفه كان في حاجه حصل له انا بكون I know who I'm gonna reach so والله زول ده ماشي لقاعد في ميسيسيبي بتاعهم ده ماشي جابوا فاميلي تو كله هنا ده ميني باس كله جاب هنا باس مو يجيبوا في الاسم شنو بعدين we met yes في هنا في تينيسي ده كل سودانيين جا انا كل نخسنا انا introduce ourselves and I explained to them our tradition. For now, we don't need to say anything because our sister is still pregnant. But when the baby born, huh?
And then we will talk.
Yes, when the baby born, and then we will come and discuss this issue. But the issue that our traditional, you don't know our traditional because you are African American. Yeah. Yes, we have this culture before Mississippi was doing the same things. a long time ago. They was married, they married really like us, but that disappeared. Yeah, so, and then I say, okay, just write a paper, write their names, their phone number. I come there and give it to brother of this our sister. I give them. I say, hey, you guys, if the baby is born, you guys can go and meet with this guy. Baby was born. This guy, this a driver. He take you off and match up. So iris bitana al zawjukan fil balad هناك كويس ده فعمل وده بيكون كويس لكن انه اساسا وصل هنا مشكله كتير because of freedom of this country.
Because our time is almost finished.
Okay, all right.
Tell us what
okay.
You have.
Yes, give it to Amal. Yeah.
You know, like the conclusion, I will just put it like this. Rabana girl, for everybody there is somebody. And hatta zola jai zawaida, until you have to ask yourself, are you looking for a marriage or are you looking for a husband? Because looking for a marriage, you will take anyone for a sake of a title until you are married. If you are looking for a husband, then it بيكون عندك صفات معين انت يدايره في الزول ده, you know. And if you wanna put it in God's hand, ربنا قال هو أصلا he know you before you was born. When انت in your mother womb. ربنا ما عنده limitation. This is the mistake and this is what I learned in my life. Because حتى أنا I never thought I'm gonna marry out of my country, but God taught me something. And when you ask God, you don't give God condition.
Exactly.
Because who you are to give a God condition. You know what I'm looking for. Let your will be done. When you let the will of God be done, God, he knows exactly what you are looking for. بيعرف other part to bring that part and put it together. The puzzles, if you put the wrong part, it will never connect. لكن لما انت put the puzzle in the right way, it will be complete. So it's only God know when we're gonna be complete. And for us to be complete, it's good to leave it to God. That's my opinion. I don't know about every other else. Like for me, I believe God know what I'm looking for, and He is the one who can bring me the right person that will never disappoint me. Man, God, when you lean on your own understanding or you lean on somebody, everybody can disappoint you, but God never disappoint us. So when you go to the way of the Lord, you will never be disappointed. And we should not look like, okay, can Lomaza wait a minute, Ahali, my now the Mazawaj. No. If Rabana direct to Zawaj min Hital, who direct to Zawaj Fuk, Hatta min Gabila Tani, take it, and you will see the joy of that marriage tomorrow. Lana, the source and everything is coming from the Lord. You know, so it's not gonna take you too much effort. Because God, Rabana God at his own time, it doesn't cost us that much effort for the thing to be happen. He have his own way to make the thing happen, and you will see the joy and happiness. You know, I'm another Tanina will be upset there. They are enemy of the progress. They are enemy of the happiness of somebody else. You know, and they may not be happy. And because a spirit of jealousy, you should just cast that spirit out. And when you are jealous, you are not gonna see the beauty of everything. All you're seeing is that the negative. Like if you really, really love that person, if you really, really concerned about that person, you wish the happiness and the good thing for that person. Like you don't know what the person looking for, you know. Like in Azol who Arif, who can Azol the girl, this is my choice, this is my happiness. You as you pray for that person and wish the best to that person. That's why I دايما بقول لك بين مال وعيال, you know, ربنا يدي كل الحاجات الكويسة. As هنا we are wishing the best thing to that person. God say that he speak the right the word and he will manifest the thing in his own way. So حاجات الكويسة when we speak upon that person, حتى لو كان في devil will run away because we speak the good word upon that Hajat al Kwais there. Auladna, they should not take things in a that way, because everything go back to their mind, it's mentality. Because if they end up open mind, just think about it. And a lot of people who rafadu, like in the manjofe yalun, they couldn't do it. They couldn't do anything else. They have to let go. That means that you don't love that person. When it comes to your own child, you will let your child to do what she want or he want to do. That means you really you care about your child, and you care about your child happiness. So also, as you do to your own, do to your neighbor. That's why God say, love your neighbor as you love yourself. It was an order. Don't love yourself, but love your neighbor as you love yourself. Then a God who knows you already love yourself. But he wants you to love your neighbor as you love yourself. Wish your neighbor, even though if your neighbor can be your enemy, wish them the best. Al-Bagi will be history from God. Nana Galu, tomorrow is a mystery. God will make a mystery. Wait for things to work out. But then ما في limitation في hope وما في limitation في marriage. So we should not make it difficult to our girls or to our men or to anybody else. Lofi, like Mafi, our culture is against a lot of things, and it was built by human being like us. For we are the generation that we're supposed to bring the change. So imkin, this is the beginning of the change. Beginning of the change in Gina Barra, Fibeleda, and we interact. Now I know who you are, I know Morris, and I know where you guys belong to. And we could, have understanding between us. So that's the aim of Bitalaban, and it could be understanding between all of us and to accept ourselves. So when we accept ourselves, Hajat Katir Biji Benatna. That's all I could say.
Thank you so much, Sister Amil. I think
Yeah.
after tomorrow we can do part 2, Nasal Masharaku. We can do part 2, the same topic, so that we can have other people want to intervene. Now we are going to 2.5 hours now, which is our limit. But let's give it to
Exactly.
Brother Morris. Yeah.
Thank you, Sister Rama. Mel, thank you so much for your contributions. You speak loud and clear. Spell, and if you trust in God, is the most important. Allah ربنا هو اللي بقاعدنا هو اللي بدركنا في كل مكان اننا ماشيين فيه. فكل الناس كان بفهم الموضوع بتاع ربنا كان ما في مشكلة كان بيجي في between us and our children and others, because your neighbor ده ربنا وصل جارتك مهم أن أساسا love one another, and we are all brothers and sisters in Christ. So this is a God words. So there's nobody is different. We are all equal, and our life is our responsibility. Which one you see, Robin making a digital meet somebody is better. Zol quiz. Robin body في محل وصل كويس. ربنا ما جو ديتا في محل كاب. زول البوديتا في محل كاب إلا ستان. ناس اللي بيقولوا لا نمشي نشرب يا اخوانا ندمر نفسنا وخلاص بكره بانجو بكره ناس سكرانين نعمل فوضى ده او ستان ماتا. لكن انت اوبي كلامت ربنا انه اساسا ربنا بيقدمنا كله في مكان الكويس. بعدين احترام نفسك تاكي بيرسونال بتاعك عشان انت اكسبت جاد في قلبك انه اساسا كنت دي لايف بتاعك لو هو بمسكك باثنين ده. Everywhere you go will guide you. Whatever this place is dangerous, like what you can walk through it without nothing. It will protect you. So for us as a families, and we don't need to worry. If you have daughter, you have son, just tell him the truth. Say, hey, we are in diaspora, and whatever you make in your mind, it is you. Because don't blame me. Before us, we come there with our father, they whop us with the wood. If we make mistakes, if we make that is, but here we can't do that because of authority. But we have right also to advise you as a son or daughter to make sure that you follow the good steps. So don't follow in the wrong hands. And then it's your future. the future of this nation or other our nations. So if you want to be the real person, you can do it. You want to be the real girl, you can do it. You will find a person that will merit you, bring you to church, and tomorrow you will live in peace. But if you don't force yourself somewhere, that is because of hatred or something or problems. You know, problems is everywhere. But we just need to keep them in our prayer, and we just all pray our people, even especially our men. Us as a man, we need a lot of prayer because our mind he go out of our brain. That is we need to pray for. So thank you, brother. Let us continue with the prayers, and then tomorrow we'll get in the show again, so we can discuss about it. So thank you. I know, Madam, Madam Fitbet Barao, that is too late, man. And I'm out when the Saka Mina Saitacher. Kelima, Kurangrib Naman Kutuleta.
Yes,
Muske
yes. Asa 11.
Kutuleta Kurangrib there, Filbe.
Guide.
I was so it probably go Nashim.
No, عشان كده. Now it's 11:38. عشان كده نخلص
All right, man.
المايك.
Thank you, Amal. Thank you so much. God
You're
bless
welcome.
all of you,
Okay.
and have a great night. Yes,
Thank you.
have
I'll
a
see
great
you
night,
on
brother.
Thursday. يوم الخميس إن شاء
Yes,
الله.
Thursday.
Inshallah.
Yes, I will be available because I was working busy. I couldn't in that I was working in the night. So now
Okay.
change is good. Yes, so I can
Oh, that's
attend the
good.
meeting. Yes. All right. God
Thank
bless,
you.
man.
Thank you, Amel.
Give my love to the kids.
Shalom.
I
Give my
will.
love to the children. Yes.
I
Okay.
will.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Amel, have a good
And
night. Thank
Madam.
you, Morris.
Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
so much.
Hey.
Thank you,
Bye.
brother. Bye. All right, we come to the conclusion. Thank you guys for watching. It was outstanding topic, and I thank you for your contribution. And this is the spirit we want. Spirit of we as men, we don't have to control or say anything about our sisters. If they wanted to marry a non-South Sudanese man, let it be. Because love does not differentiate. Love is powerful. عشان كده احنا الجنوبيين let's learn انه الحب ده ما عنده اتجاه معين. You can love anybody anywhere in the world as long there's respect, and this is the most thing that we want. As long your husband will come and respect us as in-laws, then we're supposed to welcome them. As long when the men come with the pure heart and wanted to take our sister, let it be. So عشان كده احنا we must give freedom to all our sisters, to all our mothers. Let them choose whoever they wanted to marry. It is our job as parents, as men, to acknowledge their choice. عشان كده لو في أي أختك, let's not control our sisters, because at the end of the day, she will choose the man she want to love, either بالطريقة الكويس أو بالطريقة بتاع choice بتاعه. عشان كده when they come with the blessing, when they come and show us, this is the man that I want, this is the husband that I want, we're supposed to say, welcome our in-laws. We're supposed to honor that person and tell the guy that welcome to the family. Now you become part of the family. You see? And that's the spirit that we're supposed to teach our people even back home. It is all of us working together for better South Sudan. We want South Sudan to be unique. And we couldn't forget different culture, different people, just like United States of America. If you look at America, America became من ناس من all over the world, and they intermarriage, they married one another, and that's what make it unique. عشان كده, we are going to come with part 2 on Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, sorry. On Thursday, 9 o'clock p.m. We'll come and talk about the same topic, part 2. Anybody that want to participate, you're more than welcome to come. Follow us, Family Common Sense, where you drop your sense, not your nonsense. We are here together. We are back, focusing on social issues, family issues, and Mahabat, we can change Mahabat, we can come out with a topic. I will play one more song and then we call it good. Thank you for watching. Please share it with your friends, and until we meet again, inshallah, Yom Khamis. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for watching. Share it. I will see you guys by the grace of God on Thursday. So thank you for watching. The time is up. Have a good night. Thursday, inshallah, we'll repeat the same topic, inshallah. Bye.